It's Autism Awareness Month in April, and I have a great series that kind of touches on that. So you don't want to go anywhere. Breaking Into is next.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Lives. Breaking Into.
Okay, bring it back a little bit. Because the lead character of this show, she is the boss. That's right. Thank you, Diana. Thank you for that. Good girl. Oh, I won't start singing for you. Welcome to Black Hollywood Lives Breaking Into. I am your host, James Lott Jr. And yes, I am back. I was off last week because I had death in the family. And many of you sent me great prayers. And so I thought, it's become like a broken record for me right now, apparently. I have a lot of death happening in my family. But we thank you so much for the support always. And the show must go on. And I'm here. And I want to give a shout out to Margarita. She would be happy. I used to call her La Reina, which means the queen in Spanish. So I'm here, and I have a great show for you guys today. First, you can follow us on the Facebook page, which is Breaking Into. Black Hollywood Live is on YouTube, it's on iTunes, on SoundCloud. Look for Breaking Into. Like, subscribe, comment. Tell me how much you love me so they can see that, rate that. And the guests I have on the show, of course, on our Facebook page, I put more information about my guest on that page. Like I tell you, I have some great guests today. There's a show out there. I'm going to read this. This is what I wrote down, you guys. Biracial woman with an Asian last name, karate is her thing, and she has autism. Now tell me if you know a show on TV that's like that. No, not at all. This show, I have one of the executive producers, well actually I guess I have both of them here, over here with us. One of them, you know him. Let's cut to the couch because we know him, of course. He's a frequent guest on my show, Mr. Brandon Larkins.
Hello. Thank you for
Welcome
having
back
us again, Mr. Lott.
Thank you. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Now, I have two esteemed guests are on. One of them is actually the other executive producer of the show and the creator, and we're going to talk to him about how he came up with this, who the inspiration is, and all that stuff, because he's doing some stuff that's affecting change in the world, I believe. I totally believe that. And that is Mr. Zane Hubbard.
Hello, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And one of the stars of this series, and I binge watched the episodes like 2 nights ago, and I was like, well, what's going on with her character? And then you find out what's going on with the character, and they're like, oh, what's going on? I was a little back and forth. I wasn't sure how to describe you at first, but it was good. She plays Sarah Stanton on the show, Jasmine Hester. Oh my God, I couldn't also, my God, my eyes were like, I know the first name was Jasmine because I love that name, Jasmine Hester.
Thank you
Nice
for
to meet
having
you.
me. Nice to meet you.
I'm glad you guys could be on the show, and I first wanted, because I love series, and many of you watch my shows, I always like to introduce series, like Monogamy, which is another series we did, 202 the series, another series I had on here. There's great stuff happening outside of just the TV network channels, isn't there?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I'd love to have you guys kind of just talk about that a little bit, how there's some great produced 5 to 7 minute short episode series out there, isn't there?
Absolutely. I think people right now are just, no one wants to wait anymore. Especially if you're in this industry, you don't want to wait for that opportunity to come to you. So you're like, man, I'm sure I'm not the only person that walks around with all these different ideas or different characters you want to play. And then you meet other creative like minds that are really good at writing. And so you're just like, hey, let's just make our own things. And, I feel like you get to control the narrative and you get to pick what you want to see versus just whatever's thrown at you on mainstream television.
I agree with that. And I also think it's a great opportunity for people who are, I don't use the word minority because we're not minor. I don't use that word. But people who are underrepresented in certain mediums. This is a time where you can actually, whether you're a woman of color, a woman from another country, a man, or short, tall, big, fat, old, you get a chance to produce stuff yourself now and put it out there and get noticed. Right, Zane? I was like,
yeah, absolutely. Especially with today's technology, you can get a small camera and go out there and get some really good quality images and footage out there. You can basically create your own films. I mean, like you said, a 7-minute skit or something or anything. It's amazing what you can do today.
I thought an iPhone. They did with that movie Tangerine was on an iPhone.
Yeah.
Hello,
absolutely.
kids. There really is no excuse anymore. So I can't do it, or I don't have the equipment.
Yeah.
You don't really need. I mean, for something quick and something you just want to kind of do, there's still quality in this.
Absolutely.
There's quality, or Droid, or whatever, or a regular camera. There's actually you can do it. You can do that. So now I want to ask you first of all, Zane, the concept of this show? 'Cause I just named it because I said biracial woman. She has a backstory, of course, her parents, and that's I don't want to give everything away. Of course, we're going to show a trailer of that, and we're actually going to show a scene from your work too, and a shout out to Carlton Wilborn, who plays Bruce Lockwood, who was nominated for a Best Actor Award at LA Web Fest. I'm going to show actually a scene from his too. So I'm going to show those scenes so you get a little idea of these. Because right now it's 5 episodes, right? The series is 5 episodes.
Yes.
Yeah, 5 episodes. Okay, so what was the concept for you?
The concept originally started. I may get a little emotional, but my daughter Rain, she's 7 years old, and she was diagnosed with autism at the age of, I believe, about three. And I'm a writer. I'm always thinking of new things to write about, and and also I'm a big fan of comics, and so. I don't know what was going on in my head at the time. I was just sitting down, and then my daughter came in, and I was thinking of maybe some type. I think it was Bruce Lee or something I was watching, and then I thought about her, and then I was like, holy smokes, she's brilliant. She doesn't communicate, but it was something in me that said, I can make this work, and so I take a part of Jessica Wu and made this character and crafted something that I feel that really worked, and a lot of people responded. I mean, people with kids who are autistic and who reached out to me. It's just a great fan base that's really became very supportive, and they want more, and I'm really appreciative of it. And so hey Rain, hats off to Rain.
Go on, Rain. Go on, girl. That's right.
Yeah, so that's where it started from, my daughter. And man, I'm telling you, I wouldn't change anything for the world.
I'm a parent. I'm going to say grandparent. I don't believe it or not. And
You're not.
I am. I have 3 grandchildren.
Oh my goodness.
It's crazy. We can say it on here. Black don't crack.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
It's all here. The gray is all here.
Team melanin all day.
Exactly. All day, every day. That's right. So, but yes, I have a grandfather. I'm Papa Jamie, a grandfather of 3. But I have daughters, and so I can't imagine getting that diagnosis. How did you and your wife, when you got the diagnosis, what were your first emotions with that?
Well, I'm going to be honest. For a while, and I never told Brandon or anyone this, we were very much in denial. By the time she reached 2 and she wasn't talking, it was like, wow, something's not clicking. I don't know. I mean, even the communication wasn't there, and so the best thing I've learned is that to get an early diagnosis.
Okay.
And when you do that, you can really help the child and guide them, and Good. They can really pick up things and because ultimately we want them to be responsible and take care of themselves and that sort of thing. So that's what I'm doing. That's what we're doing actually, is just working with the behavior specialists and really trying to get her to kind of bring it all in and focus and not get nervous around people and speak and talk. And
how old is she now?
She's 7.
Okay,
so, yeah.
That's good. Gosh, she's growing up, and so I know that the spectrum is all over the place. So what part of the spectrum of autism does she have? Can you get a little closer together?
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, she's high functioning, but as of right now, she's speaking in phrases.
Good.
Before, like I said, she would say eat. Like, okay, what does that mean? So you have to be patient. There's a level of patience that you really need to understand her needs. And they're about for autistic kids. I believe the CDC they said that about 200,000 kids per year are diagnosed with autism. It's growing, and wow.
It's just very touching. This show, we try to get a little deep and talk about stuff like that because it is Autism Awareness Month, and I do a lot of things for autism. I've had doctors on my shows and stuff, and I just think it's important to let people know that they can lead productive lives, depending on what part of the spectrum they're on.
Absolutely.
There are people that have autism that can do things. It's not just like, okay, autism, okay, bye, that's it. This is now there's just treatments and therapies and the love of parents, and family and friends, and for people it's God or whatever. There's a lot that is being done now for autism.
Yeah, and when, like I said, when she was 2, she wasn't talking. you know, my parents, you know, they're old school. They're like, oh, she'll be fine. You know, it'll come along. But I think sometimes we need to take a step back and just look at the bigger picture. Say, hey, you know, maybe there's something that we can do to help. Maybe there's something that we can do to maybe, you know, get her to want to speak and talk. And she's doing it, man. I'm so proud of her.
Yay. Good.
Good job, Rain.
Yeah, go on, Rain. That's right, girl. We're behind you 1,000%. And now I want to ask you, Brandon, how did you get involved how do you know Zane? How did you get involved in this?
Zane is actually my introduction into film and television. We go back to over 20 years where in college he was doing the theaters and he was doing the acting things.
Again, you guys were like 12.
Yeah,
years
exactly.
Ago. Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm like
And
20 years.
he invited me to my first set, which was for HBO's The Corner, directed by Charles Dutton.
Oh yeah.
Who played Rock.
Yeah, I know, totally, yeah.
And I just fell in love with it, man. And I just
who's married to Angie Hubbard, she played Angie Hubbard on the last name.
Wow, that's crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her name is Debbie Morgan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, but her name she played.
Oh, yes,
Angie
right.
Hubbard.
Yeah, that's right. He was married to Debbie Morgan. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah. And so from there, that was my introduction. And, you know, fast forward some 20-something years, he saw some of my work and was inspired, and he asked me to come on as an EP for Jessica Wu. I gladly, immediately jumped at the opportunity.
Yeah.
And here I am.
Why do you think you kept in contact with him? What is it about him that you kept in contact with?
Oh man, I've known Brandon since about 12th grade, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So
we used to
crazy.
run track. I mean, I would see him running track, and of course he was faster than me, so
Don't doubt that at all. Don't
he
doubt that
got
at
the
all.
scholarship and stuff. But you know, we've known each other for years, and over the years, I've just come to really, you know, truly grow and appreciate people that have been in your lives for so long, and so even in Jessica Wu, I was like, man, Brandon is like, I'm like, dude, I need your help. What's going on? You know, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? You know, and he didn't hold back any punches, and that's what you need. You need somebody to be like, hey,
Well,
man.
he knows. He knows.
Yeah,
He knows.
yeah. Look, this you can't do this. You can't do that. Even Jasmine, I say she's our day one. I mean, she's been so supportive. You know.
I was going to ask you next. How did you get involved in this project? And how do you know them or know him? How do you know them?
I met both of them through Chronicles of Jessica Wu. I auditioned for them.
Oh, okay.
And I got a nice phone call letting me know that I booked the part, and then it's just been us since then.
You know what I love, and I can almost get emotional about it. I just think we're in this room. This is a black network, so I'm black. If you guys know that.
You tell him, James Lott Jr.
I'm black. Okay, I'm also Latino things too, but anyway, I'm black, but I have my own kind of show on the web, and then I'm talking to people who are creatives who are black also, and we clearly look black, and we're not like just we are black folks talking about something that's universal. It makes me just so happy. It makes me so warm right now and happy.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
you should.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
should,
Like
yeah.
you're on a show, you're playing a character. Okay, so explain your character, and then I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. Explain your character.
My character is Sarah Stanton, and she is a weapons specialist from the UK. She
Yeah,
wasn't originally from the UK.
I wondered if you were really British in real life. Until I started talking to you about she's normal. Okay, she's like
Fun
us.
fact, she wasn't. He didn't originally write her to be from the UK.
No.
She was American, and then he had saw another clip I did with the British accent. He was like, "Hey, she has an accent now. She's from the UK."
Yeah.
I was like, "All right,
This is it.
all right, whatever you need." So she's definitely. Depending on which, if you watch the whole series or if you watch it in like the film festivals, then your perception of Sarah Stanton is you're not really sure if she's
That was
friend or foe.
That was my thing, and I watched it on this computer right here. I watched it. I was like, is she really trying to help Jessica? Or is she helping herself with? I know that's all I'm going to say, folks. But I was
Right.
curious. How's it seem in the film? Is it shown as one long? Just like one after the. How's it shown in the film?
Because I think festivals have certain restrictions on time.
Okay.
So I think you have to edit it a certain way. So
Oh, you edited. Okay, you do. Okay.
Yeah, to their format. So they might ask for 1 episode, 2 episodes, or the whole thing. It just depends on what.
Oh, because I didn't know that. I was just wondering how they show. So they probably show where you cut it down to where it doesn't really fade out or it's like it's just really quick.
Yeah,
in the next
yeah.
shot.
One time we had to cut the whole series down to 25 minutes or something. It's
Wow.
pretty
Because
crazy.
certain film festivals have certain different time limits
Yeah,
and
you know that
restrictions
too.
and things. You know?
Yeah.
And now, okay, so back to you. So when watching the film festival, people were saying we're not really sure about it. When you watch the series, it's a little different. You think?
Yeah, it's actually funny because my boyfriend went with me to the last festival and he watched it and he was like, I don't know how I feel about your character. I was like, why? You know, he's like, I don't know. Like, just, you know, the way it ended, like, I don't know if she's really, you know, she's for the right team. And I'm like, well, you just got to keep watching it. You know?
Well, okay, here's what we're going to do. Marissa, let's go. And speaking of people, and I'm so proud to be doing this show, I work with a person who produces the show with me, Marissa Serafini, who is Asian American. And I just love that we get to have this kind of stuff. I just love this.
That's right.
It's 2018, folks, and she's a woman too, and I love my women.
Hey, Marissa.
So let's show the trailer to Jessica Wu first.
Ever since she's been diagnosed with autism, he practically pushed her away.
Are you kidding me?
I feel like I have a greater purpose.
Of course you feel that way, because it's your truth. I want you to be the best version of yourself.
Hey, beautiful.
My biggest challenge was never my autism.
Jessica, I'd like you to give me a call so we can discuss in further detail our mission and what we can accomplish together.
I remember not being able to sleep that entire week.
Hi, my name's Dennis. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Dennis. It's nice to meet you, too. I'm Sarah.
I hate losing because I am a winner.
Yeah, I've just never met a kid who likes to do quantum physics problems for fun. When I was her age, I was making fart noises with my armpits.
Okay, so I have so many questions. So I guess it's such a good trailer. Okay, so that's not even I guess my question. So first to you, making her biracial. What was the decision in that?
I just felt like there are not enough African American women on film. I just want to put more out there. I want to put more African American men on film, and it's just something I felt comfortable with.
Okay.
Like I said, this is a personal story to me. Of course, now my daughter's not doing she's not a ninja, but
that you know of.
Yeah, that I know of.
She can be
But
doing it at
yeah,
home.
but I just wanted something. Just something that I could be, I could make mine that I truly appreciate. My mother is a beautiful black woman. My wife is a beautiful black woman. And I just want to represent.
Okay.
And by the way, that trailer is nominated for LA Web Fest too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh my goodness, congratulations! Yes.
And a quick shout out to Shantae Deloach, Jessica
Yes,
Wu,
well, we'll also mention her a little later.
and
Yes.
Jaya Victoria.
Running
the
around
young Jessica
Thailand
Wu.
right now, Shantae. A little jealous.
Yeah.
We're jealous.
We're a little jealous.
Completely jealous. Completely. I'm gonna mention. We're gonna mention her in a second too. And then with you, okay. So getting into the accents, do you stay in that all when you're shooting the whole day, or if you're shooting, do you stay in that accent, or can you go in and out?
I try to go back and forth because it's easier that way. But sometimes you have to make it different. Like you don't want to, and then I can go back. It depends on the moment. It really on certain sets, it's easier for me to stay in it all day because I just want to stay in that character, and then sometimes it's better for me to go back and forth to make a split, which is gonna make me sound crazy, but to have Jasmine be Jasmine and Sarah be Sarah. So.
Well, it's funny because I did a couple episodes of House years ago, a TV show with Hugh Laurie.
Mm-hmm.
He speaks, when he comes on sets, in the American accent the whole day. And it's funny because the producers and directors and cinematographers were all British. So I'm like, how are you speaking? I asked him one day, I'm like, how do you speak in this accent all day and you're hearing your native accent coming back at you in a direction? He said it was hard at first. But he said, but he likes speaking. For him, he needs to be that act. It's a long hours. He needs to stay in that accent.
But sometimes
Yeah.
you can't turn it off.
Yeah, I guess
Because there's
that's
sometimes like I'll go home, I'll be offset, and my mom will look
man.
at me and just like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Mom, I don't know. I can't turn it off."
I wish I could have that accent. I really do. I'm
It's good.
envious of it.
Thank you.
It's good. It's
Thank you
really
very
good. No, it's really good. And then, so karate, those sequences. How did you direct? You directed those. You directed the whole series.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So yes, somebody comes, choreograph the fighting. How was that doing that?
That was a pretty stressful process.
Yeah.
We worked with a very modest budget, so we had to kind of do things.
He's all modest budget.
Yeah.
we know what that means.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Modest budget.
we had to work with what we had, but we did a good job. We had a team that come out and,
really?
do the stunts and stuff, and like I said, Shantae, Deloach, she did an amazing
She's a
job with
beast.
that. And
So that's her. That really is her. That's the wow.
Yeah, she had to learn that stuff real fast, and yeah.
Like some of the stuff she was learning that day, and
Yeah.
like trying to learn choreography with like 4 or 5 different people, and she would just pick it up and like
Yeah.
keep going. Like she's a beast. Like you
Yeah.
can't touch Shantae.
Yeah, and she's a black belt too, so
Oh,
she's
okay.
pretty familiar
Okay.
with
Okay.
that stuff.
Now I want to show a clip with her first before we show the other clip of Carlton. You saw a piece of it in the trailer, so let's go ahead and show that one. Oh, we'll show Carlton. It's fine. He's not here today, so we'll show him.
Is as useless as a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. He gets 10%. That is my final offer. No, look. He needs to realize that he is riding on the coattails of my work and my plan. I'm glad you could make it, Jessica. Please have a seat. Would you like some coffee?
I don't plan on staying long. But I heard you've been looking for me, and I thought I'd make it easier on you and stop by to say hello.
I'm an impatient man. I usually don't like chasing people around. But in your case, you are very special. In fact, we would probably make a great team. So the infamous karate girl is Jessica Wu. Adopted by David Wu, right? I tell you, he makes the most delicious steak and egg breakfast in town. He's a decent man, too. Does he know that his daughter is running around town playing hero?
I'm not big on conversation.
Who's that?
Okay, come on, girl.
Right. One big reunion.
Sarah, what are you doing here?
I'm working. I just came here to collect my pay, and I'll be on my way.
Okay.
Good luck.
I was like, so I just wanted to show that because you guys watched this episode. But I was like, excuse me when you walked in there. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, bye. So I just want to show that he is okay. Carlton, how do you find him? He is so good in this series.
Well, the thing was, we needed a Bruce Lockwood. He was the last character we needed to cast.
Oh, really?
And,
Okay.
and yeah, we went through some amazing talent, and I remember Carlton sending me the video through I guess my iPhone or whatever, and I was just like blown away. And it's some things where you just say, that's it. This person has it. This is my Bruce Lockwood, or this is my Captain America. Whoever you're casting. I mean, you just know it, man.
Yeah.
And he just killed it. And,
He did.
Yeah.
Hey, he looks like me a little bit.
A little bit.
My head shaved, just like my hair's in right now, but that's just not on purpose. I was like, I was gonna relate it. But no, he was really good in this. And but when you walked in, I was like, excuse me, who's that? You walked in. And then I was like, did she just go? Well, anyway, you get to watch the series. It's really funny. I was like, oh, okay. And the little tight outfit you guys are wearing. I saw all that. I did. Now let's show her scene as when we first kind of see her. So let's get a good look and see her. Now, is that a real restaurant?
Oh no, it's set in
Studio.
Anaheim. yeah,
Hey, girly.
Oh my God. Sarah,
Color on you, that green.
it's nice to see you back in Sycamore. What have you been up to?
Just traveling, meeting new people, loving life, I just needed some time to get out and just see what the world's about, you know. What about you? You look great.
Thanks. Working here with Pop, I don't get a lot of time for myself. I need some me time. If you decide to leave again, take me with you.
Sure thing. Speaking of Pop, how's he doing?
He's great. I'm constantly having to remind him to take breaks, but he loves the business and the people who come in here every day. Speaking of people who come in here every day.
Jessica, how rude of you not to introduce me to such a beautiful woman. Hi, my name's Dennis. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Dennis. It's nice to meet you, too. I'm Sarah. I really should be going. I have a lot of unpacking to do.
All right. Maybe we can meet up again later this week?
Absolutely.
Cool.
I'll talk to you later.
Oh, sorry.
He's funny. So, no, what is his name?
Billy.
Billy McCartney.
Yeah. He's really funny.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's
Shout out to him too.
Yes,
Great
and the guy who plays her father, David Wu.
Yeah.
Who's like, talk about Brandon being cut. He's cut too.
Yeah.
I was like,
Clint.
Clint John. Yes.
He was amazing too. Like, okay. And so, I mean, okay, so this all leads up to, how did you find the right Jessica Wu? Like, I mean, I know that's probably the most important role, obviously, in this whole machine, was finding the right Jessica.
Yeah.
And so how did Shantae, beat out everybody else?
It was, we had at least like almost about 1,500 people for Jessica Wu easily submitted.
Yeah, it started back in early December of 2016.
You know the exact date, Brandon. Don't play.
I do know the exact
I know
date.
he does.
But I'm just saying, casting started December 2016.
At 2:30 p.m. You know, Brandon
my lawyer.
You go on, Brandon.
And we saw many individuals come in.
Yeah.
And, you know, in something that I want to say is that we saw individuals come in and prepared.
Wow.
It wasn't mandatory that they be off book or off script for you all out there that don't know. But a lot of them, they embodied that character. They became that character for that audition. You know, so that lets you know of the preparation that some will go and the lengths they will go to for, you know, for that opportunity.
Yeah.
And, you know, Zane, we saw them in person. We saw them online. We saw them through video submissions. And when he found her, he said, that's it.
Yeah.
And you knew it. Like other characters you knew.
And it was tough. You know, it was tough.
Yeah, we had one girl came in there. The first thing she did was did a backflip off the wall. Like
she, you know, and she came in and she said, "I'm going to own the room," and she owned and she commanded our attention. She did that backflip off the wall. Like, okay, she ain't playing.
right, exactly.
Shorty came here.
Okay. She's like,
yeah. So. It was just going through that process. It took some time. And again, like I said, you know, Brandon, he was like, you know, take your time with this. You want to make sure you have the right person.
Yes.
You want to plug in, you know, and man, I really took that advice to heart, and we took our time, and we landed Shantae.
And she was good. She held her own in all the scenes and this series. And like I said, I hadn't seen her before. So for me, it was kind of nice to see somebody fresh. Fresh young black woman. Makes me happy to see that. And to see that, because again, you said we don't see enough of that.
Yeah.
So we got to create that for ourselves and create the opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's like she casted a white person in a role. Just kidding. You know, and an Asian person, of course, too.
Yeah.
But were those choices deliberate too? Was Billy, the guy whose character, supposed to be white? And then
Exactly. Honestly, I just want diversity. I don't want, you know, I just want to see diversity in film. That's it.
Me too.
Just that's simple. Nothing, you know, I'm not holding anything against anyone. I just want to see, you know, just different talent, fresh faces, and something that I would want to sit back and say, hey man, I can get into this. This is great.
I like that. That's where I come from. A lot of things that I do, I always think about what do I want to see, and it can look like anything. I mean, that's the whole point, right? But just be inclusive of what the talent is out there, not just I'm looking for this type and that's it, and this type and that's it. Just what all the talent pool it has out there. There's a lot of people. I mean, and you're an actress. I mean, this must be. I mean, to get a role in something. I know it's just a lot of work being an actress.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this?
I'm going on my 7th year with it. But it's definitely you have to have a tough skin. You're gonna get a million no's before you get, that one yes or whatever. Yes. But it's if you're in it for the right reasons and it's something that you're passionate about and that you love.
I'm glad you said that. Then
that's nothing. I'll sacrifice that. That's fine. It's one of those things like if I wasn't supposed to get this role, that's fine. That means I'm supposed to get something else. I was meant for something else. So, yeah, it's just
that mindset. Mindset is very important because there are things I went for. I wanted so bad. I can't be an actor. Sorry, that's just too much. That's too much. Too much. I like being in control. I've done a few things. I did a movie last year. I did a few things, but this is the process that's so. It's almost like Hollywood, for everybody, regardless of color, is set up so you don't make it in Hollywood. So you have to overcome all that stuff. But then if you're a person of color, or if you're a woman or a woman of color, there's a lot you have to overcome even more of that.
That's right.
Yeah. You just have to tell yourself, like I always tell myself, my mantra is, what's for you is for you. So because you can have, a perfect, flawless audition and then politics come into play and then, the director's babysitter got it because he owed her a favor or something. So it's like, once you prepare as much as you can, leave yourself in that room. My goal is to make them feel like there's a void when I leave.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
Like that.
So then you're going to keep thinking about me, because even if you don't book me for that, you'll still remember me for something else. So once you leave, once you're out of that room, it's done. Let it go, live your life, because you'll drive yourself crazy.
Oh, I'm sure, yes.
If you don't.
So,
what's for you is for you. It'll come to you if it's meant for you.
I always tell this brief story, that when I was trying to act, I went on an audition for a young grandfather part, ironically. And he said to me, "You look too young to be a grandfather in your 40s." Like, but I am in real life. And I didn't get the role. So it's like one of those weird, it could be anything.
Anything.
It could be anything. I'm like, I can't make myself look older, so but is there makeup? But I mean, they had their own idea of what they wanted that to look like.
And they nitpick. Because I've been on the other side, like on the casting side.
Oh, yeah.
And when you have two people that are really talented, you have to nitpick. And then, that's why I say, like, it really can just come down to anything.
Do you remember your first yes?
I do. And it was for a student thesis, actually. It was my first lead in a short film. But it was actually really good, and I was terrified. I was really nervous. and I actually just watched it not too long ago, and I'm like, we've come a long way, Jasmine, but because there's a lot of things you look back at and you're like, I would never make those decisions acting-wise again, but I appreciate where I started, and I'm glad we grew.
Good segue. What is one thing you would tell yourself now 7 years in to your younger self getting started that you've kind of learned along the way? One thing at least you've learned along the way.
Relax. I tell myself to relax, because I panic very easily. I have a set idea of what I want and how I want it, and then the moment something doesn't pan out, I panic, whether it's on set or and that makes you kind of psych yourself out, and that can affect your performances and things like that. So I would tell myself to relax. You got it. You're here for a reason. And this is what you love, and we're doing what we love.
Yeah. So, isn't that it? I was talking to my friend out there earlier. It's like, you always seem excited, James, what you're doing. It's like, 'cause I'm happy to be at the table. I really am appreciative.
And grateful. Right?
I've done jobs that I hated. My stomach was hurting, and I hated them. And I'm like, I don't do them anymore. I have ancestors who did things that I didn't have to do. I've seen cotton fields. My hands would be shredded in 2 seconds. I couldn't do it. They did it. I mean, my stepfather used to do it before he went to school every morning.
Oh wow.
And he's still alive. He used to have to pick cotton for 2 hours, then go to school. And I was like, so I don't have to do that. I'm very fortunate. I get to sit there and play on TV and have computers and and drink drinks and and talk to you guys. I'm very fortunate. So I am very excited. I like that you're here.
Yeah.
It's tough, but you're here.
That's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah. And really, sometimes auditions, I need a creative fix. That's how I call it. So sometimes auditions are just it's just fun to be able to embrace another character, or just be creative for however long that audition is. Yeah. So it's, it all works.
I love it. Now, Zane, when you're putting this together, because you're the writer, creator, director, you gave birth I always say you're giving birth to a project. When you first put out, how did you release it? Did you release it an episode at a time, or did you release it all at once?
It's just all at once. It was like 5 episodes.
Right, so I wasn't sure. Okay, so you birthed out these 5 episodes. You went to labor. You gave it out. How nervous or excited were you, or was it both?
I was so nervous I didn't even want to check YouTube. I was like, because there's always someone.
Of course.
I don't care. I guarantee you right now, there's someone who says Black Panther sucks. Like seriously, there's always someone that doesn't like what you do.
I'm sorry, we're not allowed to say that.
Exactly.
Not even playing around.
Yes, it's like saying you don't like Oprah. Don't say that loud.
Right.
Sorry, Oprah. I love you. I love you, Oprah. Don't kill me.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's my point. It's like, I was like, man, there's going to be somebody who's going to say something.
Yes.
Zane, it is what it is. Fortunately, more positive. Flow and feedback has come.
Were you able actually after that to exhale a little bit? Like I put this together. Now I have a piece of work.
Yeah.
From beginning to end to completion. How did it feel completing it? Was it just amazing?
I literally got on the phone. I was in the car and I called my wife and I cried because I was elated. I really was. And I just enjoy being on the set. 12, 13 hours, it doesn't feel like that to me. It's like, this is our home. This is what we do. And, man, I'm telling you, being able to tell my story and then look my daughter in the face and be like, wow.
Yeah. Oh, she should be proud of you.
This is great.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
What was it like directing? Do you like directing?
I love it. But the thing one thing I've learned is that you have to deal with so many different personalities and just people. You're just not gonna get along with everybody, but you know.
Who's the diva on the set?
No.
Was it her? Close your ears, Jasmine. Now you can tell me the real deal.
Very professional. Thank you.
No, she's super nice.
Brandon can tell you I'm so sweet.
Yeah.
I'm a sweetheart.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
No, I like her. I love her. She's great.
And the great thing, Jasmine actually, I believe you directed films for her too. So yeah, I mean, she gave me a lot of great feedback as well. Like I said, this is probably. I mean, I've had short films, but this is probably the one major thing that I've accomplished. I'm really excited about. Yeah.
The name Ironbeard, where'd that come from?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a big beard a while, and
you did?
Yeah, and I don't know. I think I was reading like an Iron Man book. There's no romantic story behind that whatsoever.
That's what did it look like that?
Yeah, it was.
Shirt.
Yeah.
Did it look like that?
Ironbeard film.
Yeah, I don't know how I got that name.
I need pictures.
But I'm gonna be honest with you, I love it.
And
so
it's great.
It feels strong.
Yeah.
But there's no.
Yeah, and so it
divine intervention.
Yeah.
We're supposed to say that. We'll say that. Divine intervention. It just came to you somehow.
Yeah.
That's your new story. Tell me all that.
Yeah, there
divine
you go.
intervention. Well, that's so funny. So where do you want to see this production go? You want to do a season 2? Do you want to make it into a film?
Feature film.
Okay.
Feature film, my friend. Absolutely.
Okay. We're speaking out to existence. Feature film.
Yes.
Throw money at them, please. Backing and money.
Whatever we need to speak to.
Yeah, every camera.
Yeah.
Every camera. You get to them.
Yes. Yes. In fact, we're making a right now there's Equation. It's on Indiegogo. You can go on there, just type in Equation, and we're trying to do some crowdfunding, and please.
And Equation is Jessica Wu's.
Yes.
Her superhero name.
Yes.
Equation.
Okay.
Here's an interesting fact.
Tell me.
When we made Chronicles of Jessica Wu, I did not have a superhero name for Jessica Wu. I mean, you remember we were at lunch, and I'm like, I gotta figure this thing out. And it wasn't until maybe towards the end, I found out the name.
Because it can't be cheesy. It can't be a takeoff on anything else that's already out there.
Absolutely.
And fit her character.
Yeah. So Equation is exactly that. It's Chronicles of Jessica Wu, but it's more deeper. It gets into her story. Jasmine's character is very prevalent in this role, and also Billy, who plays Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis.
Yeah. So it's going to be really, really good.
Exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm able to do the things that I've always wanted to do with this character. And you'll probably hear that from a lot of directors and writers. They might not have had the money to do something. Like even George Lucas, you know, he probably, you know, there's, even though Star Wars is great, he still wanted to expand on it. And this is something I want to build an entire universe.
Oh, I already. Someone say it for you. He's your own producer too. I see graphic novels. I see young adult book series. I see maybe a TV spin-off series. I see all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, book bags.
Everything.
Lunch
I love it.
Yeah,
I'm all about about packaging.
Yeah.
Get that out there, marketing.
So we call him.
I mean,
we call him from our.
You know I do everything. You know I do everything. I'm always promoting the F out of myself. Trust me. Trust me. I do music. I do TV. I do everything. Because I believe in it. Because there was something good like that you can reach people in various ways. And I think young female women should see this.
Absolutely.
Young boys should see this. Adults should see this. Who have kids. I mean, it should be for everybody.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like I said, I've had parents come to me and they're saying, "Oh, my daughter, you know, she's like 10, she loves it." You know, I'm like, "This is great, man. Imagine this being like a cartoon or something."
Right, I see that too.
You know, so the sky's the limit, man. Yeah. And
that's beautiful.
Once we get this feature film off, man, I'm telling you, I have a feeling Marvel. Call me.
Right now,
call him.
It's gonna be black right now. Right. So I'm telling you,
call him.
Get on
I've been told more than once that, and I have a friend who, my buddy Jeffrey Thorne, who's been on this program many times. He's doing stuff with Marvel off and on. He's a writer and stuff. So yeah, being black right now it does work out.
DC Comics too.
That's right. Whoever. That whole universe. And so, now, I also want to ask you, how is your writing process? Do you have a process? Do you have you get up every morning at 7 a.m. and do you just kind of?
Yeah. I create a story arc. Okay. You know, where just I have a beginning and then I build on to the character, trying to get to know the character, give her some background, you know, conflict resolution, that sort of thing. But sometimes it's not like with short films. I don't do that. I just it is what it is. But with something like a feature film, you definitely need to have some kind of structure. So you know, so people know where you're going with it, and you know, a good story arc really just it just helps.
Were you always a writer?
Absolutely. I used to write. I used to write poetry and stuff back in the day. Well, I tell you what, real quick.
You were a rapper once?
Yeah, he was.
There you go.
He was a rapper.
Must be.
And he did spoken word.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, and Brandon was a singer.
And I was a singer.
Oh, I know he sings.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's how I got into
I
the business.
converted him over to the acting.
Yeah.
So did y'all have like a group? Y'all were in like, you know,
J2 or something, or like
right, something.
Nah, we didn't have a group.
No. But he came over to my house, and my buddy, he was like, yeah, he can sing. And so he started singing. I'm like, I can rap too. And so, man,
I'm mad that nobody got that on.
I know. Hello.
I know.
Yeah, my name was Master Z, and this is before Master P.
Master
but this is Master Z. Much love to Master P. But my name was Master Z, and I would rap till the sun comes down. And now, you know, I got into poetry and stuff, and you know, here I am.
Did you have a name?
Nah, I was always just
Brandon.
or they just called me Lark.
Don't lie.
Lark.
We'll find out.
I'm serious. It was either Brandon or Lark. That's it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't a performer like he was. I liked to sing, but I was always too shy to get in front of people
That's so
and
funny.
to do things like that.
But you're an actor.
Yeah, once I got bit by that acting bug, boy.
It's over.
Yeah.
You couldn't help yourself. You're like, I wasn't an actor. You couldn't help yourself.
I'm here now.
He is through the door. He's staying.
Yeah, he got both feet in him.
Yeah,
That's
he sure did. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got to start somewhere, and actually spoken word and poetry. That's what I do also. It's writing. It's writing.
Yeah.
You have to write something.
Yeah, I used to go to the nightclubs in Baltimore and do our spoken word and stuff.
That's so funny.
It's really, really great. Yeah.
Wow. So what are some of your memories? I've talked to him about this for him. What are some memories of Baltimore?
It's interesting. It's a great place. I mean, I know it has its. Look, every city has its problems, but I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like I was originally born in San Francisco, and I moved to Baltimore with my mom when I was young, and you know, there's a lot of things that I've learned, you know, as a young African male that I wouldn't be able to learn, you know, where I lived. It was a predominantly white area, and so you know, we moved to an all-black area, and I had this culture shock. Anybody who's been there, I'm like, holy crap!
yeah.
So it was a big change.
Yeah.
But you know, it made me to a better man. I really do. I believe that.
Well, you're just some of all of your experiences, right? So anything that happens, I always say there's never really. I mean, there's good and bad times, but it's all times.
Yeah.
It's all part of you.
Yeah. It's just a part of me. Yep. And
I grew up in South Central. I mean, I tried to be in the 70s and 80s and early 90s. It was bad.
Yeah.
But it's part of who I am.
Yeah.
I mean, it's made me have thick skin and made me kind of walk through life a certain way.
Absolutely.
You're exposed to stuff, and as black men, we have to be careful.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We gotta be really careful these days, no matter what age we are. And unfortunately, many of us have had. I know I have, as recent as a couple of years ago, have had pulled by police and rifles in my back, and I've had all kinds of stuff. And we see it in the news all the time, and it happened to me. And luckily I'm still alive.
Yeah.
So we gotta be careful.
Yeah.
And then also the thing I like about you guys is that you're supporting each other. Because I said I know him from other stuff. He talks highly of you, and then I get to meet you, and then we all probably don't think people in common. We know people in common, of course, too. It's black folks supporting black folks.
As it should be.
As it should be.
As it should have always been. I'm not sure how that's a deep conversation on how we got divided, but it is nice to see that we are like unifying again. Yes. And I just pray it's not like a trendy thing because of Black Panther or whatever. As much as I love Black Panther and Wakanda Forever, all that great stuff. Yes. But I do hope that it's something that is really like sitting within all of us. Like we got to be there for each other. Yes. It's about time.
And you have to be happy for your colleagues and others' success. Yes. I was saying this the other day, when you reach a plateau, when you see someone else or one of your colleagues working and you're thankful for their success, then you have nothing to worry about because like Jasmine said, what's for you is for you. I've said this to you time and time again, J. Lott, that I'm so proud of you, author, producer, artist. I mean, you're doing it all right now, man. And I'm just so very thankful that I can use you for positive energy because I'm so grateful for your success. And when you're in those moments, it just makes everything a whole lot easier. And it's very, very motivating and inspiring.
Yes.
Because that's my colleague, Jasmine, right there. That's my colleague, James. That's my colleague, Zane. I know them. Right. I can call them up. Wow, how did you get to this point? I want to follow in your footsteps.
And we've done that. We've actually called each other and like brainstormed about like roles or just how we're feeling about like the industry or whatever. Anytime I see any hashtag monogamy or his shirts or whatever, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Brandon. They won another award because they've killed every festival.
Yeah, I know. I wear shirts. I wear monogamies. I wear them, and he's probably mad at me still because I haven't seen him in a while. What's the date again? What's the date?
You guys out there, James Lott Jr. is a very busy man. I mean, I was supposed to see him January 23rd of 2018, but he was too busy, talking with In Vogue and all those good ones and stuff. No, I'm just kidding.
But we joke about that.
He's great. You're great. And I told Zane, I said, listen, Zane, when James Lott Jr. calls you, there is no rescheduling. You come running. No, and I say that with the utmost respect, though. And even the greats, the Eric Bradens and the Steve Burtons and all those colleagues of yours, Victor Newman for you guys out there.
Yeah, Eric Braden, my buddy.
I told Zane that James is going to give you that equal opportunity, and everyone's equal. And that's something that I'm just very appreciative about.
And
I
appreciate that too, because I told you I was really nervous. I got sweat down my
back. He was so nervous coming to do an interview with James Lott, and I told him to relax, bro. J. Lott, I told him to relax, but
man, I'm telling you,
it's funny because a lot of people. It's fun. I know a lot of people apparently because I've been in this business for 3 or 4 years doing this. Especially the Black Hollywood. I know a lot of people in Black Hollywood, but also in regular Hollywood too. And they'll tell me. The other day I got a shout out on another show. Our buddy Allie Levine just had her baby.
Oh yeah, Allie Levine from the Bravo show.
Yes,
that's right.
I just got a shout out on her podcast the other day from somebody that we both know, Brooke Lewis, who is somebody. I mean, it's a small world.
Oh yeah.
I treat everybody the same because we're all here together, just working, swimming upstream together, and whatever field we're in.
Yeah.
But it's your energy though. You have a very infectious energy because really, I walked in and I was like, I don't know where to go, and Zane's not here yet, and I don't know who to talk to. I don't know. And then I heard here's James. He's like, you must be my guest. Hey Jasmine, how you doing? And we just sat down and talked, and it's that.
I was gonna give you a handshake. You gave me a big bear hug. I'm like,
you have a beautiful energy.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, and I want to say hi to one of our watchers, Ray Goldring.
Hey Ray.
Hi, Ray.
Hey Ray.
That's agreeing with what we're saying and says, yeah, we are all we got.
That's
Amen.
right.
There you go.
Amen.
That's very true. Now, this is something that I do, and Brandon has done this before. Every guest asks the same 2 questions. That one. So I'm really curious with you guys.
Lord.
I forgot what he said, but I'm curious with you guys. This was a long time ago. Okay, so I believe in language. Language is very important, and it can lift us up or tear us down. It can send us in different directions. So the first question for each of you, I want to answer from each of you. What word in English language should we not say anymore? And whatever comes to mind for you.
You go first, Jack.
No, I was gonna wait for you to go first. I needed some extra
He
time.
passed it on to her. He said you go first.
I make you work a little bit on the show.
What word should we not use in the English language anymore?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't want to go there.
You can. Really go anywhere you want.
I just don't think we should use anything that's derogatory or that was used that our ancestors would be saddened by.
I like the way you say that. That's a good. I'll take that answer. I like the way you said that. We don't know what word that is. But I like the way you said that. Right? Or any alliteration of that word. We know what that is. But I like the way you said that. I like that. And what word for you?
I'm gonna say honestly, I think the word woke drives me crazy. I think it's overused.
Yeah, it is overused. It is overused.
And you
these
get some people who just they need to go back to sleep a little bit.
Like you ain't woke. You ain't woke.
I would say that, but I certainly encourage knowledge and education and building.
Of course.
But
But stop saying that word.
Yeah, it just drives me
Get
crazy.
a dictionary.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Get a source.
You have Google. You have all
exactly,
the words
exactly.
at your fingertips.
Now the next question is, this is the last one. What word should we say more of, or phrase? That's another way. Some people say phrases. What word or phrase should we say more of?
I love you. That's what.
See, I like that because like love or any kind of version of that, people write it off sometimes. Like that. Oh, that's a little cheesy. Or that's like, but no, it's very underrated. I think.
I agree. Yeah.
To say that, say I love you. I say I love. I say it way more now in my family because of things going on. But it's a word that I think it's very.
Yeah.
important.
I mean, you never know. I mean, life is so short, man. And you can see somebody tomorrow, and yesterday. It's crazy. So
true.
You just really have to just let people know you care. You're there for them. Hey, man, I'm here for you. You never know. They could be here today and gone tomorrow. So
Right. And now, what word or phrase for you?
Either you matter or you're worthy. One of the two. Because I feel like that's what you see, especially when you look on like Instagram or a lot of these reality TV shows and stuff. I feel like there's a lot of individuals that you see them or you feel that they don't know that or they haven't been told that. So I think those 2 words could really change someone's outlook.
Well, it's very timely you say that because we really need that, especially with the whole Me Too and Time's Up movement, that women need to know, and some men too, need to know that they are worthy, that they're not the sum of the things done to them.
Not at all.
That they can rise above that.
It was an experience, but it doesn't define you in any shape or form.
Right.
You are worthy of a beautiful life, and you should be able to go after it and whatever you dream about. But
yeah, because I think people, always say the basics. Well, especially kids, because we go back to kids, they want to know that they're loved and that they matter. Literally, I think it's those 2 things. Those are the basics. Then they want other things, of course, out of that. But those are 2 basic things they're looking for out of especially adults and their parents and their grandparents and their siblings. They want to know that they matter, that they're being heard.
And I think that's why even, Zane creating the series, like you think of Rain and you're like, Rain knows she hasn't been forgotten about. When she looks at all the characters on TV or films, whatever she's watching, she's represented. She's not forgotten about. She has something that she can be excited about, too. Like, you are worthy. We love you, so.
You should all be very proud of yourselves.
Thank you.
This is I like when things are affecting change in the world. And for me, I'm older than all of you, it makes an old man feel really good that people who are younger are taking charge of things and creating imagery and images that are positive.
I appreciate that.
So that makes me very happy.
Thank you.
Very happy, of course. You guys, the Chronicles of Jessica Wu. You can go on. It's on YouTube. You can go there and see it. Any festivals coming up anything coming up at this point?
LA Web Fest.
LA Web Fest.
Yeah. LA Web Fest.
April 27th through 29th.
What's coming up? What's sometimes the Emmys?
Yeah.
The daytime Emmys the same weekend?
Yes, it is. At Sony Picture Studio in Culver City.
Yep.
Wow.
LA Web Fest.
Yes.
Chronicles of Jessica Wu is nominated for 3 awards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm very excited, man. Like
Best
I
of
said,
luck.
it's all the love and support. I truly appreciate it. And just for other filmmakers out there, don't wait for someone to knock on your door. Just you got to get a camera,
Get
go
some
out.
friends.
Yeah, get some friends and just do it.
Order pizza.
Live your dream.
Some of them are shoestring. Like,
You're gonna wait a long time waiting for somebody to knock on your door.
Exactly.
You gotta do it yourself. Really, you do.
And just a quick shout out to our cast.
Please,
Shantae, Carlton, Billy, everybody involved. Jada, which is the young Jessica Wu, who's an amazing actress. She's 11 years old and killing it. So
and she's nominated for a award too, I believe.
Best young entertainer of the
Award,
year, something big. It was,
Okay.
She's doing.
I was playing with Tonka trucks at 11 in the dirt. I wasn't James Lott Jr. I am today. I'm like something not 11 years old.
And shout out to our crew as well.
Absolutely.
Cinematographer, DP, sound, just
Destiny,
also
awesome
Destiny,
sound.
Pete, just also very important. Things that the general audience may not see.
Yes, definitely.
The
music was good. The music. Who did you compose the music?
Yeah, I put the music together.
I don't like it. No, it was good. It was good.
Hey man, look, if you're on a shoestring budget, you got to do everything.
That's right.
You really do. Yeah.
Mike, right? Mike's edited.
Mike
did editing.
Mike, our editor.
He saved us.
Oh, good. Mike. Yes,
man.
Mike.
Yeah.
And Mignon.
And
for helping us.
Armani, absolutely.
Much love.
So many people. There's so many people.
Lexi Chu, thank you for the voiceovers, everything.
Lexi.
Yeah, it takes so many.
Yeah.
To complete that finished product.
See, claps. See, exactly. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And on a side note, is Monogamy up for awards too?
Monogamy is up for an award.
You'll be there.
We'll be there with Jessica Wu as well.
So fun.
So
Congratulations.
I've got 2 things.
I'm so excited for all you guys.
And, can you tell Brandon to put me in the next Monogamy?
Okay.
I've already thought about that already. And actually, I already have Jasmine in mind for another project already. I haven't publicly come out with that yet.
Y'all heard it here first. So if he comes out with something and I'm not in it,
nah.
Y'all heard it here first.
I mean, if you want to write me a little tiny role, I'll do a little tiny role.
Of course, Jay Lott.
I would love to work with you. I think that'd be so much fun.
I want to give a shout out to Gerald Webb, who also is he's a producer and director.
Oh yeah, Gerald.
Gerald, my buddy Gerald, who wrote a role for me last year. I had to work with Vivica Fox and everything. It was this Christmas movie, and he wrote. He goes, James, I have this role for you. He can come down tomorrow, and he wrote it for me.
Yeah. That's right. You told me that.
It was very crazy. So I mean, I had a good time. So I mean, I like to have fun.
Yeah.
In there.
You got an actor credit. You're good to go, man.
I got a
you didn't get bitten by the bug. That wasn't it for you.
I liked it, but I don't know if I could do it full. I mean, it depends on the role, I guess maybe. But I like being a producer and I like being in charge.
He's too much in demand, Jazz. I always say no one travels more than James Lott than Diddy. Because Jay Lott, where are you at? I'm in Pittsburgh right now.
Yes.
I'm at a Hardee's event in the Midwest. I'm here. I'm there.
I love it though.
Yes, and Diddy, I know Diddy because actually I made speaking at his school in New York.
That's right. He's speaking at Puff's school.
In Harlem, his charter school. Hi to Danita Jones and everybody.
That's amazing.
That's like
and
nothing.
I know he just kind of
that's nothing. Exactly right, Jazz.
Oh, just nothing.
I just love that me and you looked at each other like, what did he just say? Does he know what he just said? That's a big deal.
I guess it is.
All right, James.
So we can work on that.
Salute to you.
I can't be mad at you. I can't.
I'm modest. Okay, so folks, we'll start with Brandon. Tell me where they can find you on social media.
Everything, BrandonLarkins.com, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, BrandonLarkins.com.
And for me, Ironbeard, Instagram, and Zane Hubbard on Twitter.
And Instagram, Jasmine Hester 23, Twitter, Jasmine Hester 2, Jasmine Hester, all the other social media.
I'm going to start following you. I don't know if I'm following you. I'm going to make sure I do that. And you can follow me. We're all James Lott Jr. are sold at James Lott Jr. all across the platforms. And of course, the show is breaking into, and it's on Facebook. You can go to SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, under Black Hollywood Live. It's all there. And actually, buy my new book. I'm going to do my little shameless plug. 6 = 1. It's on Amazon. See you next time.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.